So hi, it's Brian Fairbrother, handicap chairman at Denton Golf Club. Done some previous videos regarding the WHS 2024 changes, course racing to par, and also 4-ball better ball scoring. So this is just a brief video on the other changes. The first one is that from a course rating point of view, in the as from January onwards, shorter courses, the minimum distance has been reduced for a shorter course. So, for instance, some short 9-hole par 3 courses will be rated for handicap purposes. The other change is in the rounding up formulas. So currently what happens is you've got your handicap index, and what happens is then that's converted to a course handicap, a playing handicap, and there's a rounding up takes place, and then the playing handicap once again can be a percentage. If it's in a competition, a singles competition, it's 95% currently, and so there's another rounding up takes place. So it's going to be one single rounding up that happens. The other one is standardization of par. Now this is optional for courses. So it's not optional within the WHS system, but it's optional for courses. And I'll explain what that really is. So if we look at Denton, for instance, and we look at our 14th hole, currently that is a par 5 for men off the whites. Off the yellows, it's a par 5, but off the red tee, it's a par 4. Now, what we can choose to do is standardise for the gender the par. So we could decide to make that a par 5, even off the reds. What impact would that have at Denton? Well, number one, it would mean it would be very, very easy par 5. So I personally would have to then start changing the stroke indexes of the red rated course for men. That would in itself is an issue. But for some other courses at other clubs, they may decide that we are going to standardise. And you must have played at some courses where off the whites it's a short par 5, and off the yellow it's a par 4. I know a course not far from where I'm sitting now where that can happen. And so at those courses they may decide we're going to make this par 4 across. So the standardization of par is across a gender. It's not across genders. In other words, a hole which is currently a par 5 for ladies is not going to suddenly be made into a par 4 because it's the men play it as a par 4. What's going to happen though is there could be at some courses once again where ladies play off the yellows, and in that case it could be that for the ladies course, the yellow course and the red course has the same par across the holes. So that's the standardization of par. There's only one other thing to talk about, and that is the expected score based on handicap index. What's this about? Well, firstly, what I've got to say is no one has the right to suddenly decide that they don't want to play certain holes and still put their score in, which, believe it or not, well, that's what some people do. They put did not play on a hole. Now, currently, what happens is what is happening is that people will not play a hole, and against that hole they'll have a net bogey. Now, what's going to happen is that might not be the case, because the system is going to run what the expected score would be for that person's handicap index. In other words, if a scratch player doesn't play a particular hole, the expected score for that scratch player would actually be par. If a bogey player doesn't play that hole, the expected score for that hole would be a 1 over par. And bearing in mind, when we talk about a bogey player, just for reference, a bogey player is a 20 handicap. So that's what expected score. It is going to have effect on some people's handicaps, especially people who choose to say and walk off a course, and that it will change the way their scoring goes up to the handicap record. So that's it, folks. That's all the changes for WHS in 2024. And like I say, as always, it's nice if people have taken the trouble to watch these and have a great golfing year. Good luck, folks.